welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint, the show where we talk everything West Ham that's happened throughout the week. We all have a drink, we all have a chat, we take your comments, and you can get involved in the show. So make sure you do that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. My name's Nicky Hawkins. I'm here with the usual suspects. How are you, fellas?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah. Not bad.
How's your week been?
Well, finally warmed up from last night, put it that way.
What happened last night?
No, we went to see a reserve game.
Oh, I see. There was a game on, was there? Oh, God, goodness gracious me. I wasn't there last night, obviously. I'll tell you a little bit about what I was doing a bit later on. But yeah, good week, fellas, yeah?
Yeah, not bad. I've had quite a busy week. Out on Monday night for something to eat for me second wedding anniversary. Wednesday.
Happy anniversary.
Cheers, mate. Wednesday, went out to see Jimmy Carr in the local theatre around the corner from me, which was a blinding night. I love Jimmy Carr. I think that's about the 8th time I've seen him now. He's absolutely brilliant. And then obviously last night, me and Scott attended the reserves at the London Stadium. I was saying the bowling ground then, I wished.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Obviously, I didn't get to see it. I'll tell you what I was doing last night. I was at my work's Christmas party and I had copious amounts of alcohol and I was rat-arsed, to be quite honest with you. I was dancing. I see a couple of people there that watch the channel, a couple of guys there that come and introduce themselves to me. It was an absolute pleasure to see them. I won a music quiz on my own. Yeah, I was up there all on my own. No one helped me or nothing. But no, I won a music quiz. It's 80s or 90s quiz. They played some songs. You had to choose if it was 80s or 90s. And I ended up winning that. I won a tray of shots for everyone. So that was fun. And 15 porn star martinis, 15 fucking double vodka and oranges.
I'm glad you ended that comment with martinis on the end because 15 porn stars, honestly, no chance.
Honestly, I had so much to drink. It was a rough day at work today. I had a couple of meetings as well, which was, they was tough to get through. But it is what it is. I hope everyone in the comments section had a fantastic week. Tell us what you've been up to. But let's get straight into it. I'll start because I made the title tonight. £21 million bid for Eden Hazard, apparently 30-year-old Real Madrid, ex-Chelsea, obviously. And they've come back and said, don't insult us. Discuss.
Yeah. I just think it's crazy that you go back 2 years ago to now we're fourth in the Premier League, last 6 in the Europa, and we're bidding for Eden Hazard. You'd have said that 2 years ago, you'd have slapped me around the face. But look, it's a weird one. But look, if he misses the Premier League and he wants to come back, I mean, at the moment, West Ham's a great club to be at, and I think that we can attract them type of players. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't really think it's going to happen. Do we need him? Listen, he'd be a great addition to the squad, don't get me wrong. But the last couple of years, he's not been the same Eden Hazard that we knew. You know, he's gone to Madrid. He's picked up injuries. I think he's only played like about 50 odd games for him in all competitions. So it's not gone great for him out there. But if anyone can get the best out of Eden Hazard, I think it'd be David Moyes. So if it happens, I'll back it. If it don't, I'm not too fussed. I'm in that camp. Scott?
Yeah. You know, his performances and the way he's been, you know, they were sitting there saying that he's fat, and so 21 million is probably a good offer.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind being as fat as him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It was like remember back in the day when the Villa manager called David Ginola fat, you know, and he scored a world. He ripped his shirt off. Man, I'm obese if that guy was fat. I'll tell you. And but no, look, why can't we attract players like Hazard? Do you know what I mean? We're in a good place at the moment. You know, as I said, Madrid financially is struggling. Like you said, Ray, he's not the player he was at Chelsea for them. If he wants to come back to the Premier League, the door's there. You know.
Thing is, though, mate, he's going to have to take a massive wage drop because we ain't going to pay the big wages that he's on at Madrid.
No, but you don't know. This is the thing. You don't know what's set aside with the new investment coming in. That's the thing you've got to look at, you know. And then you look at someone like Yarmolenko. He would be perfect to offload in January, because of the big wages he's on. I think he's the only player we've now got who's plus 100 grand a week. So,
I mean, I'm not even sure this is happening, to be honest with you. It sounds rumorous to me. It sounds like something that's, someone's leaked or someone's done this, or an agent said this or an agent said that just to drum up interest in him. I can't see. Well, first of all, his wages would be phenomenal, regardless of what he costs and all of that sort of thing. Getting down, cut price deal and all that sort of thing, even getting for 20, 30 million. It's a good deal for Eden Hazard, because you know that on his day he's a world-class player, but his wages are not going to drop. In fact, they might even rise a little bit. There is the rumour that he prefers, because apparently he's on Newcastle's radar, which of course he's going to be. But there's rumours that he prefers to stay in London, which, could Arsenal go for him? Possibly. There's
only two clubs that I could see him going back to, and that's either going back to Chelsea or going to Tottenham.
Yeah. Tottenham could attract him. Going back to Chelsea, will he come to West Ham? Not sure. I don't think he'd. Although it is an attractive place, and I do agree with you, Scott. I think we can attract players of that ilk. But he's a player on the way down. Ancelotti has said systematically that he's got a bad attitude. He's becoming a problem. It's going to be a bit like Bell. To be honest with you, like under Zidane, he's just becoming a big problem there. And do we want players like him? Because he's going to come with an ego. He's going to come with this chip on his shoulder. Them type of players do. Do we want him disrupting our? Will he fit? I don't think so. To be quite honest with you, anyway. To be quite honest with you, and I don't think I'd want him. To be fair, I want what I do want is, because of the way the squad's built, is I want honest, hard-working players that are going to give all to the. I want another 10 Pablo Fornals, another 10 Jared Bowens, people that are going to,
5 Declan Rice.
them sort of people, the people that are going to give their all for the cause, that are committed to the fight, and I can see people, it's going to follow me around forever. I can see people saying about Haller, he's in the team of the group stages on FIFA. He's got this big card. He scored 9 in 5. You was wrong. Now, for all of his qualities, the thing he didn't have was hard work and dedication. And nobody can, and I think this applies to Yarmolenko as well. Nobody can tell me that that's wrong. Because he's got qualities, he's got lovely qualities, but he didn't work at West Ham because he didn't have the dedication, the mindset, the hard work, the passion, the willingness to work for the team, and that's why he didn't work at West Ham, and that's why he's gone to Ajax and it fits him and all of that sort of thing. Good luck to him. I wish him all the best.
Same as Felipe Anderson. Yeah, quality player.
Wonderful player, didn't have the attitude. That's why he was benched and fucked off to Lazio as soon as he could. Not enough is said of that. Eden Hazard fits that mould for me. He fits that mould, and not for me. If that's a true rumor, then what they pissballing about trying to lowball Real Madrid, I don't know. That just stinks of Sully of old, which I thought we was past. And two, if that's our target, I think they're targeting the wrong people. But who am I to say?
The thing is, though, mate, I'm sitting here now and I'm listening and I'm reading the comments, and I still find it crazy that we're sitting here now thinking that we wouldn't take Eden Hazard at West Ham.
No.
The thing is, like, I'm in the sort of thing where. Look, I agree with you. I think he'll upset the dressing room a bit, especially if he comes in on higher wages. Because then, if Declan Rice is sitting there thinking, "Well, why ain't I getting them wages?" It's a difficult one. And I think there's better players out there that would suit our team now. Like, I'd rather go and get Jesse Lingard than Eden Hazard. I see the Martial rumours today, and I would like someone like Martial to come to West Ham because he can play either up top or he can play out on the wing, so he can cover two positions.
Mm.
And he's desperate. He's desperate to play football, and he's definitely got something to prove.
If Moyes can get Martial in working, it'd be a perfect front man for us.
Yeah, exactly. Look, right, with Hazard, right, as I said, the thing, I know what you're saying and everything, but you've got to look at, we can't compare him to the Hillers and Andersons in a way because he's a 10 times better player than the pair of them. I wouldn't say he's got a massive ego. I wouldn't say he's got a massive bad attitude. My boss's boy had cancer a few years back and he had to go to Germany to have the old beam therapy, where they laser the cancer, shrink it. And Hazard sent him a message of like good wishes, a video message as well. So he takes time out for the fans and things like that. So I don't think he's got that. He's not that bad a guy that he could, the only way for me he disrupts the dressing room is like you said, he disrupts it because he'll come in on mega wages and a player like Declan Rice deserves mega wages.
I think we're right about Hazard there as well, because things that I've seen, he looks like he likes to laugh and joke. I mean, I don't know if you remember that video that happened a few years ago when Ivanovic, was it, the right back, when he had to do that speech in that thing and they kept laughing and Hazard was pissing himself laughing, and he seems to get on well and he seems like a likable player, person.
I agree, but I think they can all do that. When someone's comfortable, and you got to think about the players that he was with. He was only young then because he was with Terry and Ivanovic and all that sort of thing, and he was sort of new to the league. The only thing I would say is that Carlo Ancelotti has turned around and said he's become a problem. Players' attitudes and the way the outlook of like Gareth Bale. I'm sure Gareth Bale's a lovely guy, but you can't deny that he's got Real Madrid over a barrel, and he's fucking them left, right, and centre the same way as they're fucking him left, right, and centre. You know what I mean?
Real Madrid give Bale that contract, and the thing is as well, a lot of people said exactly the same thing this time last year about Jesse Lingard, and look what happened. He had a big ego coming from Man United. He was going to upset the dressing room, and he come in and he was totally different. You never know unless it happens. We never know. He might come in and disrupt, and it might go tits up, or he might come in and we might be sitting there thinking, "Wow,
if his attitude's right, it'd be a massive attraction."
Do you honestly think though that David Moyes and his backroom staff would have someone like him in with his ego? I don't think David Moyes has players like that. He got rid of Haller. He got rid of Haller. He got rid of Anderson. He got rid of Jack Wilshere. He don't care about what money or talent you've got. If you don't fit his team or what he wants, you're out the door. See you later.
This could be something with Sullivan. It could be something coming from the new guy, and if they've formulated this plan. Ronaldo signed for Manchester United because they wanted to sell shirts. Eden Hazard being at West Ham would sell a fucking shit ton of shirts. So it all depends on what the strategy is. Does Moyes want him? Does he know about it? It's one of them things. You got to wonder. Like at the end of the day, we're speculating. We don't know anything. The only thing that we do know is that it's reported today, and I don't even know whether this is true, to be quite honest with you, that we've had a £21 million bid laughed in our face and said, get serious. If you want to sign him, get serious. That's all I'm saying. So it's all speculation, but I'm just saying you don't know where that's come from. Sullivan's got history in picking up a player and sort of dropping him on a manager's doorstep. Now, would I think that David Moyes would have that? No, I don't. I think David Moyes is a stronger man than that, and I don't think he always has been, but I think he is now, and I think he's earned the right to be. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is that it could be Sullivan just getting back up to his old tricks. He's got a guy with money now, and he said, "Right, go and spend someone, get someone big," and he's thought, "Well, he did Hazard."
Thing is, mate, right? There's no denying Hazard's talent, and don't you think if it was someone we was looking to bring in, that Declan Rice will be looking at that thinking they're signing quality now, that's what I wanted. He wanted European football. He wanted us to be challenging at the right end of the table. He wanted us to bring in big names, better players, and we're doing all that. So I'm not saying Eden Hazard wouldn't improve not only our squad, he'd probably improve our starting lineup if he gets fully fit. And there's no denying. I mean, when I think of Hazard now, I always think back to that goal he scored against us at the Bridge when he just danced around our defenders. And on that day, Declan Rice was trying to catch up with him, and he couldn't. So he's got the talent. We know that. He's won major trophies with Chelsea. He's won 2 Premier League titles, FA Cups, Europa Leagues. You know, he's done it all over here. So I wouldn't turn my nose up if we could get a deal. Even someone just said there, get a loan with the option to buy if there was a deal there.
The only thing is they want him off the books, and they're not interested in a loan deal. Apparently, this is what I'm hearing. So,
but the thing is as well, you're looking like look at the player himself. You know, like you said at Chelsea, there's games at Chelsea he single-handedly won Chelsea games. You know, if it wasn't if you look back at the record when he was at Chelsea, when they played us, it was always Hazard had a good game, they beat us. Every time Hazard wasn't playing or Hazard didn't show up, we won or we got a result. You know, and that was the difference with that type of player and what he brings you. And look, if he comes, He's fantastic because he'll be the best player to grace the club for a long, long time. You know, and if it happens, it happens. But we've also got to remember, as we know through journalist friends of the show that we've spoken to before, this time of year, agents ring up newspapers. Oh, can you print a story saying, you know, my player's going to this club or this club's interested in just to drum up interest? And like you said, you've got clubs like Newcastle who are going to be throwing money left, right, and centre. A club like Real Madrid who are desperate for income. You know, and that's what it is. Is it just agents drumming up business for their players?
Yeah, the thing is, I can't see this deal happening, to be fair. I think you're right. I think it's just agents mixing it up a bit. I mean, I see today that Jesse Lingard apparently is a done deal for Newcastle, when 2 days ago, Jesse Lingard's putting pictures up of him in his West Ham shirt and his brother saying that he wants to come back. So you can never believe it. It's that time of year now. It's coming up to January. We're just going to be linked with all names and things like that. So, but look, it keeps the social media entertained and it keeps us entertained for a month. So,
well, that's what we're sitting here discussing it for.
Exactly.
Let me just take some comments quickly before we move on to the next subject, which this super chat from Danny K moves me into brilliantly. Nothing to do with Hazard stuff, but can believe some. I think he meant can't there. Believe some fans are having a go at the youngsters and thinking they play bad. You should talk about it. We will be talking about that in any second, mate. Let me just take some more comments. There is a player in there with Hazard, but can't see it happening, to be honest. It's a smoke screen, says Anas Ahmed. See, Heller got team of the group stage, Nicky, on FIFA. Ha, 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 ha. As X confirmed,
laugh at the end.
as X confirmed, it's true. No idea. Chris Mills, give that money to Rice over the next 5 years. I'd be more than happy with that. Absolutely. We couldn't get him even if we wanted to. Personally, I don't want him. I just reckon it's a rumour. Again, this is something that moves us on to our next subject. Yarmolenko, worst ever. I don't think so. Jonathan Spector has played for this club. Zakira Nobles, I've seen worse than Jonathan Spector, believe. Zakira Nobles last season, Crow on loan and not up in the Premier League. Lingard and Tarkowski maybe in January. Nasri in the summer. Bonnie, I love Boogers just for that tackle. No, he's having a conversation with someone else. Moyes won't take Hazard off Lake of Work, mate. What?
I think he's lack of work rate.
Lack of work, I think he's meant to say there.
Old Lake of Work, mate. 4 Soucek's, 3 Soufals, 2 Antonio's, 1 Bowen, and a Moyes sits on top of our tree. Miss Amaret, remind us of what super chat. Let me get back down. Please remember to smash that. Oh, for God's sakes. Sorry, I'll just click on that random. I think we would hamper the feeling in the dressing room. There's so many great players in Serie A and Bundesliga. I would rather have over Eden Hazard. I agree with that. There's some cracking players in the Bundesliga. Martial can't be asked with Man United. I don't know why people would think his attitude will be different at West Ham. Same as Hazard coming from Real Madrid. No way does Moyes want these lazy, entitled pricks. I personally thought Anderson worked hard, unlike Haller and Yarma. West Ham just didn't work out for him. I don't know about that, mate. Hazard is more likely a kick up the arse for Benrahma. He won't even be here. And we do not want 30-plus-year-old players at our club just for one final big payday. Let's go back to this comment about the fans having a go at youngsters. I mean, I didn't see the game live last night. I watched it afterwards. I watched the thingy. Yeah, listen, we got 6 debuts out there last night. What was wonderful to see, and I watched it on like a clip of it on Sky Sports, is the photos they was having done. They went and got their family. They really enjoyed themselves last night, which is, I think, is so important for academy players. You know, they wasn't just led out to the slaughter like Big Sam did that one day. There was a few, Mark Noble being one of them, senior players playing, and the result wasn't important. And I can't for the life of me think why are these people having a go at them.
I think because, like, the second half last night, I went and sat down by Scott, and we had a few people around us that were sort of giving. I don't think they was giving the youngsters stick. It was more the senior players. Because at the end of the day, I know we was all there to see. As I said the other week, result didn't matter last night. It don't matter if we lost 10. It don't matter. But it was nice to see the academy players get. I mean, the whole back four was made up of academy players. And it was refreshing to see. And it was nice that all them players got to play in the front of a big crowd on a European night. And Mark Noble was captain, who obviously is coming to the end of his career. I mean, I think I see something earlier that when Mark Noble made his debut for West Ham, Ashby, our right back, was 196 days old.
Yeah.
And now he's lining up in the same team as him. And it's a credit to Mark Noble as well. But yeah, I honestly think some of the, especially Yarmolenko last night. I mean, Perkins was shouting at Yarmolenko, telling him what to do, and that says it all for me about Yarmolenko. You know, I'll tell you what. I think Vlasic played well last night. I think Vlasic has definitely got something about him. There was a couple of times last night that he's running with the ball, he's looking for someone, and these players that are playing in have not got the experience. Like Perkins was making the runs. I mean, some people give him some negative comments in the fan cams. I don't think it's right. You know, I hold the mic there. That's their opinions, but I haven't got to agree with them. But it's yeah, I thought it was a great night, and as you said, mate, the families were there to see it. They'll keep them shirts for the rest of their life because look, who knows what's going to happen with these boys? Whether they're going to go on to play for the first team in a few years' time, but. It was good to see Potts' boy get on as well because we've obviously seen Steve Potts play his dad, Dan Potts, his other brother play. So it's nice that he got to make his debut for West Ham as well.
I think we all get caught up in a world where we want to see, we're just talking about Eden Hazard. You know, we want to see these big superstars come through and we want to see these big superstars sign for us and we all want to see the best players now. But I think this, at the core of everything, I think the thing you want to see the most, well, I do as a football fan, you want I know Declan was at Chelsea, but so he wasn't there all the time, but you want to see a player come from the academy and rise to the very, very top. I think that's what clubs like us, and we pride ourselves on it. We pride ourselves on it. We've got so many academy players that have gone on. You know, we've got academy players that have gone on to win World Cups with England, captain World Cups with England. We've got players that have gone to have excellent careers. We've got players that have, gone on to win Champions League trophies and be the best players in their respective teams. The only problem is with that I've got, apart from Bobby, of course, is that many of them have not done them things with us. That's one of the problems in my opinion. You know, Joe Cole went on and had a wonderful career. Michael Carrick went on and had a wonderful career. Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, runner-up in Ballon d'Or in 1 year. You know what I mean? Like players like that. Although, but they haven't gone and had these careers with us. The way we're set up at the moment, we've got a chance of blooding these players in and keeping them. We ain't got to sell Declan Rice. You know, I've heard all these arguments. I listen to Chelsea fans and Manchester United fans, not so much Man City fans, talking about Declan Rice as if they come along and bid a quid, we'd take it. They think they've got their God-given right, and they think that if they bid for him, it's a no-brainer for Declan. I can tell you categorically now, there is a decision there to be made for Declan. You know, he'll probably go. He'll probably go at some point. I don't think it's as soon as I was listening to Chelsea fans on the morning of the Chelsea game talking about if we get him in January. They're not getting Declan Rice in January. They're fucking mental if they think they're going to go anywhere near. I don't even. In fact, I've got to plug my Mac in, so I'll just make my point quickly. I don't even think Declan Rice would go to Chelsea. I really don't. Not
at the moment. I don't think.
No, I really don't. And that's what and it annoys me a little bit, to be quite honest with you, when you hear them talking about like that. But there is a choice to be made for these players, and seeing a player rise for the academy. What I want it to happen is I want the investment and the mixture of the youngsters coming through and go on and win something.
Well, the thing is, our academy at the moment is in good hands, and they're doing well in the under-23s as well. They're top of the league. They've got, to think there was 8 youngsters in that squad last night. 2 of them obviously didn't get on. But you look at that back four, I was very impressed with Ashby and Longello, the left back. I thought they'd done really well. The 2 centre-backs, there was a bit shaky at times, but they're young. They're playing in front of 50,000 people. And we was there last night, Scott. That it was a wonder strike. That was a great goal. And no goalkeeper in the world is saving that. It was a brilliant goal. But Zagreb had something to go for last night.
Yeah.
And they needed it out. And them youngsters' heads could have dropped after that goal went in. But they done themselves credit last night. They're a credit to the football club. And it was whether we're going to see more of them, I don't know. But there's potential there for them to, over the next couple of years, to be breaking into our first team. And that's one thing I like about David Moyes since he's come back to the football club. He's willing to give youngsters a go, get them involved in the first team. And this is why sometimes, we don't always have to go out and splash the big money on players, because we've got talent in the under-23s that, given a chance, they're ready to burst on the scene.
Yeah. The thing is, right, so going back to what we originally said, because obviously I had to say yet, but if people turned up to that game last night and booed them youngsters, they really need to take a look at themselves. Because if you really thought last night you were turning up to watch the first team play, you need to look at where we are in the league, what we've done in that competition already. Because I rocked up there, you rocked up there, people sitting around me rocked up there knowing we're blooding youngsters. It's a dead rubber. It's a nothing game.
Listen,
I think at the end of the game, the reception they got showed.
Yeah, exactly. But the big problem for me is that the club still wanted to charge fans top dollar to go to that game.
But them tickets were already...
They was already sold a long time ago. I've got to give them that credit.
Yeah, but the thing is that they should have known. They should have prepped that. Do you know what I mean? They should have offered.
What happens if you get down to like what like Leicester? I'm not having that, Scott. I'm sorry, but they was already set.
Scott, if there's a price already set, they can't change it because people have already pre-booked them and bought them and things like that. But yeah, do you know what? There was still a good crowd there last night.
I'll be totally honest. We sold out our allocation for that game. It was only people that decided they couldn't be asked.
Yeah, that's it.
At the last minute, because the amount of like me, I guess, because I went to a party. I forgot I was going to a party.
But the thing is that they were right to boo the senior players. The senior players that let them youngsters down massively. Noble being one of them. Noble didn't have a great game. He tried to control everything through the midfield, and he slowed us down. So I'm sorry, Noble's a great player. He's a great captain, and he should be around them youngsters because he's the right person to bring them youngsters through and support them youngsters. But he slowed the game down too much. Kroll was getting people were slagging Kroll off left, right, and centre. The guy hasn't hardly played any football. Yarmolenko, he deserved a bit of criticism because he's a lot better than what we're seeing from him. Fornals wasn't great last night. Ben Rama, when he come on, wasn't great. You can sit there and say the youngsters outshone the senior players last night.
I think when Ben Rama come on, Scott, I'll be honest. I watched the highlights back today, and I thought it last night as well. I thought he was trying to get on the ball and trying to make something happen.
Yeah, but the senior players around him weren't moving.
Kroll had an half decent game as well. I just think last night was all about the youngsters, and that is something that whatever happens now in their careers, they'll never ever get that taken away from them. They can turn around and say, "I played in front of 50,000 people at London Stadium in the Europa League." You know,
exactly. But it's just they did themselves proud. Look, they lost the game to a team that have knocked other Premier League sides out of the Champions League. You know, and like we said, it was a worldie of a goal, and it would have been easy for them to crumble, especially that back line. You know, they played together with the under-23s, but just conceding that so early in the game, it could have been so easy for them just to crumble. Lack of confidence. And I think when you look at the criticism that some of the people in the fan camps gave Perkins, his first touch for the first ball into him was awful. And it got away from him. After that, he held the ball up really well for a young lad. And you've got to remember as well, these guys, they're playing against seasoned professionals who have got men's physicality.
To be fair though, sometimes some of our fans do my fucking head in.
Thing is, as well, though, mate, what you got to remember is these youngsters have gone from playing in front of 40, 50 people at a reserve under.
It's not just that, right?
It's 50,000 people.
No, it's not. It's the quality of this football is so different. Like, it's a big step from Europa League to Premier League, even Europa League to Premier League is a big step. And then, you know, but the point I was making is like, it's nerve-wracking. Imagine the first time you've ever done anything. You know what I mean? You're nervous the first time you've ever done something. So you get that first touch and you know, you let it get away from you and all of that sort of thing. So how some people consider, I mean, the reason why that some of our fans do up my head in is because they're so, you know, like a player will come up. Perkins played in the, remind me, what game did he play in?
We come on against
Vienna, yeah. He come on against Vienna. I think we had the same thing with Tony Martinez, right? All of a sudden, know nothing about Sonny Perkins, know nothing about Tony Martinez, right? We was going through a bit of a rough patch when Martinez was in the squad. Martinez, get him in the side, get him playing, get him in the side, get him playing. He played an FA Cup game. He got booed off the fucking pitch. Never to be seen again. Like, you know, fucking hell, if you're going to ask for a player, give him a fucking chance.
That's it. And we've got to remember what Perkins is, what, 17?
Yeah.
He's got, and
this is mental.
This is what I said. These youngsters have got a lot of growing still to do.
Scott, I've probably got trainers upstairs older than Perkins.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You know, they've got a lot of growing to do. Their physicality is going to change as they get more game time. And for that back line to play as well as you saw with Longelo, there was times when he looked to go forward, but he hesitated because he was unsure. Should I really go there? Am I going to? You know, they were nervous about getting caught out. And when they settled down and got into the game, that Ashby, mate, why they just didn't get the ball? He threw some lovely balls into the box.
Broke the corner flag as well. That's coming out of his wages.
Say again, sorry?
He broke the corner flag as well. That's coming out of his wages.
Yeah. You know what? But he threw some lovely balls into the box. His delivery into the ball is really good. You know, when we didn't, for me, sometimes we don't see something like that and go for it more often. He got lots of joy down that right-hand side.
Yeah, that's why, to be fair, that's why I'm so disappointed with people like Yarmolenko, because Yarmolenko's thrown the towel in a long time ago. Let's be fair. He's thrown the towel in when it comes to playing for West Ham. He just can't be fucking arsed, to be fair. And I want players like him giving his 100% to make them players look good and to give them something to, you know, to aim at and all of that when they're, when they're playing. And like, one thing they will say is that they've got their chance, right? They've seen Perkins come on against Vienna. Now there's 6 or 8 of them in the squad for this one. You know, you're looking at them teams that have dropped into the Champions League now. You know, them players are looking at this and thinking, fucking hell, like, if we do well in the next month or so, we could be playing against Barcelona. We could be playing against Borussia Dortmund. We could be playing in some of the best teams in the world. But
what you've also got to think of as well, though, Nick, is like last night we saw 5 start together, right? You're going to see these players now when they're coming in. There's probably only be one of them in around 10 senior players. So you'll see a bit more about them because that's the thing. You put the old under-23s in who have played together all season, they'll play better than mixing and matching. And the big thing, like you said, with it was that we mixed it up enough that we didn't throw them under the bus like Allardyce did all them years ago.
Yeah.
now we'll start to see, like Leeds in the FA Cup. We'll have a bit of a change side. So you may see Baptiste play in that one, or Ashby, or one of them coming in alongside senior players. So you'll see a bit more about their game because they've got that much more experience around them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just think that
you'll have a chance to progress and grow a bit more.
Yeah, I just think that they done us proud last night, and I'm proud of every single one of them. It was great to see as well, and we're known as the Academy of Football, and last night proved it that we've got so much talent coming through, and there's more players down there. There's players that even in the under 18s and things like that. There's a lot to come through this football club. So
right, let me take some comments. We'll get onto this one in a minute. I've got this one up for a little while. According to that mug, Sean Weston, December Deck will only stay in the summer if we get Champions League football and £200,000 a week. He's as bad as all the idiot online entitled Chelsea and Man United fans. He's also the man that leaked his contract the last time that they was offering him one and caused embarrassment and nearly caused the whole deal to fucking fall through. I know Sean is all right as a person, but as what he does, I think he does more harm than good, in my opinion. I think they both do. And to be fair to Declan, why shouldn't he be earning £200,000 a week? Yarmolenko's earning 100 and something, and he's shit. Declan's by far our best player and has been for a long, long time. They deserve that. They should be paying him what he's worth if they're serious about keeping him. Sushant has donated $10. Thank you very much. My girlfriend of 7 years broke up with me out of the blue. Oh God, sorry, mate. I had money saved up for someday I can buy her ring. Now that is no more. I will come to England and watch West Ham with you boys someday. Yeah, mate, come over.
Yeah, come over. Give me the ring. I'll have it. We'll look after you, mate. Don't worry. You don't need a. You don't. Oh, my wife's out tonight. You don't need women. Fucking come over, and we'll take you out for a beer, mate. Get your money back for the ring.
Nick, after this one, we've got another super chat you may have missed, mate.
You click it on. It was a proud moment seeing those young players play. I enjoyed it despite the loss. Young players showed up. Players like Yarmolenko. Absolutely. Go on, click that one on if you got it.
There you go.
Steve WHU Bell, £10. Thank you very much, Steve. Thought the youngsters done themselves proud. Longfellow and Ashby were standout. Fair plays to all of them. Troy says goal was a deflection due to Fornals having to cover Yarma. Slacker. Kent Emmers, it was a proud moment seeing those young players play. I enjoyed it despite the loss.
You read that. You read that 20 seconds ago.
Oh God, did I? Sorry, mate. I'm still pissed from last night. History shows that we give chances to youngsters, and I'm glad Moyes seems to be doing the same. Let's not be the next Chelsea have released so many young players: Salah, De Bruyne, Rice, etc. Lukaku. Did Fornals pick up an injury last night? I'm not sure. Maybe these boys could enlighten.
No, I don't think he did. I think he just got taken off. I just think he was poor, so Moisey took him off.
Vlasic, even if he beats a man, always has to check back because he's slow. He has to beat them twice. Crowell is too slow. Loan won't be made permanent. Lads, I'm going to go to my first West Ham game since COVID in March. Look to see you there. Yeah, look to see you there too. Surely Yarmo ain't taking a wage this week. I would be embarrassed. That Orisic is a great player, and I wouldn't have liked to have played him as a defender on my debut. Yeah, he's a good player. He's their best player by a long shot.
It was a great goal as well. Great.
Yeah, it was a good goal. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about them sorts of goals.
Do you know what? I had to watch it back because I didn't even realise they scored because I missed it. I had my head and then all of a sudden I see because I was watching their fans. And because they was like giving it to our fans, so I'm watching that, and I turned around, it went all quiet. I see all the players running away, and then their fans realised they scored. They started jumping out. I mean, their fans last night, there was more people in our toilet.
It's the first time I've seen more stewards than it was fans.
Oh, it's mad,
to be fair though, they've got travel restrictions now.
Yeah, I'm presuming a lot of them, probably a few of them fans in their section last night were probably people that live over here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot more of them fans living over here, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be proud of what your team has done. Topped the group and gave youngsters a game in the final. Group match is outstanding and sums up how far West Ham have come. Hope they go to the quarterfinal. I was watching commentary of Leicester's game yesterday because I couldn't watch it on the TV, but I was watching commentary. There was some mental stuff going on over there. Like I think something like some coach with officials on it got diverted the wrong way and they missed 20 minutes. By the time they got in, it was 2-0 down. Like some mental stuff was going on. There was reports of penalties being given in the last minute, and nobody knows whether or not it's true. And it was mad reading the commentary. It sounded like a right stormer over there. They had chance upon chance to equalise. They only needed an equaliser. Yeah. Somebody put up a chant earlier, which I've got to find because it's funny.
To be honest, I didn't even know Leicester went out until I see it this morning.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Time I got home last night, I was literally come in, had a shower, went straight to bed.
James Gunn says Nicky Hawkins' war. Nicky Hawkins' war. He's on West Ham Fan TV. He stopped football because of his knees. So Sham, feel for your mate. We've all been there. Have a listen to the streets. Dry your eyes. Don't do that. Yeah, not having that. How do you expect them all to get gel that quickly? 5 kids in the team for the first time. Noble played well. The team wasn't on the same wavelength. That come with playing together more. Sonny Perkins has only just converted from a midfielder. He's learning. He did some real encouraging stuff. I
thought some of his movement was good last night.
Yeah,
he just didn't get the service.
Yeah, so that's it. Anything else?
No. One thing just before I go with Perkins, I say let's judge him when he's playing with the first team, when he's got better players around him that will feed him them balls and have the quality to feed them balls into him when he makes them runs. I think that's when you judge him. It's difficult to judge them when they're chucked in, as you say, 5 youngsters mixed in with a few seniors that are not none of them are really starters apart from 4 nows.
Yeah,
100%, mate. And the thing is, I'm gonna see a lot of people giving Kroll stick. Right? We've seen him 3 or 4 times. He's had no game time. He had COVID, and he's played alongside Nobes every game. Memory serves me right. You can't keep judging him on that. You've got to give the guy a chance. There's enough. You saw in the United game. There's enough about him to step in if need be. But we need to see him stepping in alongside of Declan Rice, alongside of Thomas Souček. At the moment he's getting limited game time. He ain't sharp. Same as Noble's not sharp.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree, mate.
That's the thing. Go on.
Old friend of mine, Chris Bell, I might be at the Leeds game. Fancy beer of you there, Nick. Our young kids done really well last night, and I enjoyed watching. Yeah, of course, mate. No problem at all.
What Leeds game though? Because we play them twice in 2 weeks.
In my opinion, Masuaku's goal last Saturday versus Chelsea rates up there as one of the greatest West Ham goals of all time, alongside Lanzini's 25, 30-yard rifle and Tottenham from the 18th of October 2020.
Masuaku's is the best cross since Konchesky's in the FA Cup.
I'm not having it.
No, I'm not having that, Scott. Konchesky meant it.
I'm still not. Apparently, Masuaku's come out and said it was an accident. I ain't seen him say that. I ain't seen a quote.
Yeah, I see him on Instagram. He put something up after the game, sort of hinting that it was a cross and he didn't mean it. But look, fuck it. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. All day long, shot on target. So, let's be fair. If he did mean it, that was a bloody good shot.
It's one of them ones that if Masuaku come out and said he meant it, then I'd probably believe him, because if you look at it, the position, he doesn't actually look in the middle and he sort of looks up towards the goal and he just hits it that way. But he's obviously said it was meant to be a cross, so I'm going to say is, and plus, yeah. And it's mad that was exactly the same position where their player scored from last night. So it must be that spot.
Yeah.
Must be like them old days. Remember when you used to play FIFA 95, you used to run down the wing and shoot from the same spot and it always go top corner. That's what that part of the pitch is.
That's what I mean. If that was if he did mean that, that is a bit of a worldie. A swerve of movement he got on the ball, if he did mean it.
LTL, Nicky, are we still right to buy T-shirts and get them in time for Christmas? Yeah, but be quick. Be quick. Because it ends soon, I think, guaranteed Christmas delivery. You've got to be really quick. Do you remember Markkeller scoring from a corner at Anfield?
Yeah, was that in a 2-2 draw?
Yeah, I remember him. I remember that.
I think, yeah.
I
I
think
remember
it was a draw.
Markkeller scoring an absolute screamer at Derby away one year.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
Smashing it top bins. What a player he was. Very
What was
underrated.
the best? Well, carry on from Masuaku's quickly, just because I don't know whether you got anything else to talk about before we go ask us anything. But talking about absolute screamers, what's one that sticks in your mind that probably don't get, because I hear about Masuaku's goal now, and I hear about Lanzini's goal because of what they meant. But an absolute screamer that's been scored at West Ham that sticks in your mind, and you think, oh, that was a fucking hit. That.
What, against us or for us?
No, for us.
For us.
In recent years, you probably got there like someone putting you've got Obiang's against Spurs.
Yeah.
Carroll overhead kick. Your mate Alaire's overhead kick.
Fuck off.
Arley scored a few bangers, to be fair, at West Ham.
He scored one at Sheffield United that was a really good goal. I'll tell you two that always stick in my mind, just thinking, because I wasn't there, and I remember seeing them and I was thinking, oh, Lazaridis against Newcastle scored an absolute screamer one year. I think it was in the 90s, like mid-90s, 96, 97, something like that. Scored an absolute worldie there, like from about 40 yards, top bins, right? And the left back, I think his name's John Arley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
John Arley.
Yeah,
scored an absolute fucking belter against Sheffield United, I think it was.
I remember Danny Williamson scoring, running it from his own box against Bolton away. When we were 3-0. There's been some great goals down the years, but
no, I don't mean goals. I'm talking about like thank you, darling. I'm talking about goals from like outside the box, the ones that you
strikes.
Yeah, strikes. Yeah, strikes.
Probably Sinclair against Charlton on Boxing Day when he volleyed it top corner.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
someone said in the comments, Valencia's was that his first goal for the club, where he sort of stopped the ball dead and just rifled it in the top corner.
The whole one.
Was it the whole one? Yeah.
What about Martin Allen away to Arsenal at the Highbury when we won there? And also you got I think it was a great goal because bearing in mind he was a centre back as well. Winston Reid against was it Sunderland when he turned on the edge of the box and smashed it bottom corner and we won 1-0.
What was one?
Some good ones, yeah.
What about Anton Ferdinand? Didn't he score?
Yeah, Anton against Fulham when he turned on the edge of the box.
There was two world-class goals in that game because Ben Rama's one was fucking class as well. Not Ben Rama. Benayoun.
I think Ben Rama would have been about 10 then.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't even have been 10.
Obiang's the one that sticks in mind because that was a fucking belter as well. Lazaridis against Barnsley. Julian Dix versus Forest. I mean, I thought you was going to say that one by Man City. You know, Dixie, when he smashed that one, went bar posting in.
That was the greatest goal I've ever seen at West Ham. I'll never forget that. 4-2, we beat City as well. I remember big old Niall Quinn still managed to smash one top corner. Ludo just stood there.
I remember that game. Lingard versus Arsenal. That was a banger. I remember that.
Lingard versus Leicester as well. Remember the one edge of the box when he curled it bottom corner on a volley?
Yeah.
He scored
one last year. What was the one Declan scored?
Oh, against Watford.
Watford, yeah. Put it top bins. Sinclair's volley versus Charlton Boxing Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was all about.
Marlon Airwood at Bramall Lane, 2004.
Yeah.
Just going to say T36 thanks to the £2 donation.
Marlon Airwood in the FA Cup semi-final versus Middlesbrough.
Yeah, that was a good goal. Vazte. I don't know what one that means. I'm assuming the Vazte goal. Recent years, Di Canio against Chelsea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one stuck in my mind for ages. The way he done that, that was madness.
Pyatt against Palace. Pyatt against United.
Harewood away at Norwich.
Mullins away at Norwich.
I can't remember them if I'm honest.
FA Cup
away.
Reed versus Sunderland. I think you said that one.
Yeah, that's what I was on about. Yeah.
Rice versus.
What about Kovac against Everton at Goodison Park?
Yeah.
smashed it from about 30 yards.
I remember a goal. I can't remember if this was far out or we just fucking hit it hard. Hitzelsberger scoring for us against Villa, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was a fucking belter. He had a wicked left foot, Hitzelsberger. He just didn't use it enough for us.
The Hammer, when he went out his nickname, the Hammer.
The Hammer, yeah.
Noble versus
some of Payet's free kicks, obviously.
Oh yeah, Leicester. Noble's goal at Leicester. That was a mental
Yeah,
goal.
I remember that one. Yeah, that was a peach.
I remember Arnautovic putting his hand on his head because he couldn't believe it.
I was right behind that. I saw the flight of that ball, man. I knew that was going in all the way. I see that it was such a clean strike. Have we really scored that many goals? Yeah, I believe it or not. Yeah, Devonshire versus Chelsea. I can't say I remember that one. I'd be lying if I did.
Graham will remember that one.
Bishop versus Graham. Yeah, he definitely will. He's only 47 then. Bishop versus Derby 96, 97. I remember that one.
Yep.
Diamante said someone.
He scored a couple of belters, didn't he?
Ince's goal at Villa Park was decent.
Someone sold it Ince against Liverpool in
Carrick versus Villa. Yeah, loads of good goals. Loads of good goals. Anything else you want to talk about, boys, before we go ask us anything?
Obviously, we had the FA Cup draw this week. Like West Ham, we get the a Premier League team. We play Leeds at home. I think we play them in the league first and then the FA Cup the week later. So the Leeds fans have got to travel down to London Stadium twice. I think it's been confirmed now. It's a Sunday, 2:15 kickoff. I think it's live on the BBC. I mean, look, you always want to get a lower league team, didn't you? But yeah, I think it'd be a decent game against Leeds, especially if we play them twice. It'd be interesting. Because there'll be two totally different setups.
I
fancy it, so. To be honest.
Leeds is on ITV. Sorry, apologies.
I agree. You got to fancy cards against Leeds. I'm slowly moving to that camp of I don't get the hype around Bielsa.
I've been telling you that for months.
Yeah, you know he's got one way of playing, and that's it. And it's coming up. That's if he's still in the job by then. Let's be honest. The way they're going at the minute, he might not be.
Thing is, you've got to remember that FA Cup game. There'll be about 7,500, 8,000 Leeds fans there. The last time we had a crowd away fans like that was probably when Birmingham come there in the FA Cup, and they was great support that day. So, and the Leeds fans love to make a bit of noise. So it'll be good. It'll be good atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to it. The FA Cup is obviously the greatest cup competition in the world. It's one we all want to win. We all want to see us win it. So, and I'm sure Moisey will be taking it seriously.
Exactly. And the thing is we've took everything we've entered so far this season seriously, and that's all we've asked for. You know, is that, and we're in a good position again. A few more additions in January. We can have a pop at the FA Cup as well.
Actually, I was going to mention this just before we go ask us anything. There's a couple of things I wanted to mention, which Chris's question actually reminded me of both of them. Chris says, what do you think of the new COVID checks at the stadium? With their security might have to leave the day before they get in. Yeah, they haven't really thought this sort of thing through.
It's not going to happen, mate.
Listen, I'm just glad that we wasn't locked down. I heard a lot of rumours that day. And to be fair, it's not over. You got to keep your eye out. I've heard of other rumours of other, restrictions and all that sort of thing. It could possibly happen. And, but fucking hell, let's hope it doesn't, because we all had a tough old time. But the Spurs outbreak, to be honest with you, it fucking feels like I talk about Tottenham every week on here now, but it's not I want to talk about the outbreak. I mean, obviously they've had their game postponed against last night's game and whatever, and the one against Brighton.
Is that definitely been postponed now?
Yeah. The Brighton game's been postponed, and obviously if the Brighton one's going to be postponed, the next one in the midweek's going to be postponed. So they've got a lot of games to catch up on. Will they be ready for the cup game? And if they ain't ready for the cup game, should they just forfeit it?
Well, this is the thing. I heard today that our game in the Carabao Cup might be moved because they've got to play this European game.
Yeah.
Plus, they've obviously got Burnley that was postponed the other week because of the snow, and now they've got Brighton. So they've got the league games. They could sort of move them to later in the season, but it's the European game that's got to be played before a certain time. So now our Carabao Cup quarter final will be moved. They won't forfeit it.
Why can't they just forfeit the European game?
Well, that's the rumour.
Because they've still got a chance of obviously getting through, isn't they? So
because Rennes they weren't happy. They weren't happy that the game got postponed. And to be honest, I still don't understand why it has been postponed. And someone said there, Cockney under fives, Orient had to forfeit their Carabao Cup fixture last season against Spurs because of the COVID outbreak.
The thing is, though,
had to play their youngsters.
I can see why UEFA have postponed it, because if Spurs have got I think it was about 16, 17 cases of COVID, there's no point in them going to another country and the risk of spreading it there. So I can understand why they have.
I get that, but why is the Brighton game cancelled? There's no need for that to be. That club, as every other club in the Premier League, you have a large squad of players. So if you've got
25 registered Premier League players, if 12 have gone down with COVID,
they've still got enough to fill the side.
There was a game in Europe. I think
I'm not picking up the Spurs here, but
team plays with 8-9 men.
They had to play with 9 men and had fucking 2 goalkeepers in the team.
Yeah. Well, we've had 2 goalkeepers on the bench for the last 6 seasons. But...
To be fair, but Fulham had one postponed in the Premier League. Yeah, you can't just blame it on Spurs. And as Ryan said, I'm not just sticking up for Spurs. And to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't want the Carabao Cup game to be forfeited because, we'd be let through to semi-final, lovely, but it diminishes the validity of winning it. If you go on and win it from there, you wouldn't beat us and all that sort of thing. They'll always be there. I'd rather just beat them.
Yeah, a bit like when Liverpool won the league during COVID. That don't count either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just wouldn't want that sort of thing to happen.
Yeah. Listen, the thing is,
why have we got to move our game? We're in a good spot at the minute.
But the thing is that for me, it's the one rule for one and one rule for another. If every game, when a team breaks out with as a COVID outbreak, if every game's been postponed, then fair enough. But it's been too hit and miss. You had some teams had to forfeit games, some teams had games postponed. Some teams had to play. It's not right. And this is the thing for me. I get why the UEFA game takes priority. The problem they've got to play it before the 31st of December, and the French division goes into a Christmas break, a winter break. So that's why it has to be. That's why they're talking about moving our Carabao Cup fixture. But the problem is you look at the players who haven't got COVID for Spurs. They're now where all the other teams are going to be playing these 3 games in a short space of time. These players are getting a rest, so it's going to give them players. It's going to give them players an unfair advantage going into the round of fixtures. Forget our Carabao Cup. They're going to go into that game Boxing Day. You've got 3 games in the space of 4 or 5 days, and their players will be fresh as a daisy.
If they've got first team players that have got COVID, they're going to be weak.
Yeah. But that's
how bad it is.
Who's got it. Do you know what I mean?
But didn't Liverpool have to split their squad up when they had a game on the same night? They was playing in 2 competitions.
They went and played the World Club Cup competition.
Yeah, so do that.
Yeah, but even with that, you look at that. The year Man United played in that, Man United got all their games postponed. It's just,
No, they didn't. No, they forfeited the
FA Cup third round. Yeah, but their league game got moved.
I can't comment on that. I can't remember, to be honest with you. It was a long time ago now. But yeah, it's to be fair, it's.
Well, the thing is, anyway, fuck Spurs. It's about time Spurs fans had some positive news. It just has to be COVID positive. From their
Listen, at the end of the day, you don't wish anyone ill. So you hope whoever the Spurs players.
I don't know. I wish him fucking ill. To be honest.
Yeah, no, you don't want to see anyone ill with this. People that have died from this, you don't want to see anyone getting it. So you just hope that everyone who's got it just pulls through and isn't too bad. You've had our players have had it, and luckily enough, they've all pulled through. So I'm not doing it because I want to see harm on these players. I don't want people to be ill. I want everything to be back to normal. But it's just you have a squad of 25 players. If 11 players can't play, you've still got another set of players who can play.
And what's the difference between that and if you've got 6 players injured?
And that's exactly it, Nick. That's the thing. If you had 11 players injured, you still have to play a game. Yeah, and that's the thing. If them players that have tested positive, they're like postpone the Rennes game, fine. Look at the Brighton game. You can test the other players before the Brighton game. If they've been in contact with them players who have got it, they'll be symptomatic and they'd show signs of it.
I remember years ago when Middlesbrough called off a Premier League game against Blackburn because they was too many players that were ill and they got deducted points.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'd like to see deduction of points for Spurs.
But
to start a campaign.
That's as I said, that's my gripe.
You write a strongly worded email to the authority.
You have a 24, 25 man squad. 6, 7 players are down with COVID. So those the others all test negative.
I think it's more than that, Scott. I think it's about 12, 14 players now.
That's it. But that's the thing. If they're testing them and more players are coming down with it, then I agree with the game speed.
I think it's a couple on the coaching staff as well. So who knows, eh? Fuck them. Anyway. I'm bored of Spurs now.
Ask us anything. I'm not going to stay too late tonight. I am absolutely battered.
No, that's why I'm drinking. I've got to go out after. I've got to go and pick my missus up. She's got a better social life than me. She's got married and I'm stuck indoors and she's out.
Why shouldn't she?
Isn't it terrible?
Why shouldn't she have a better social life than you? Everyone's equal nowadays.
I'm not saying she shouldn't, but I'm just saying I ain't been out for a while. I'll make up for it next fucking Friday. Don't worry about that.
Ask us anything. Alan Phillips says, best block in the London Stadium.
My block. Next.
I like my block.
No, I don't like your block, Scott. I don't like being that low down. I can't see fuck all.
I
can't see who's got the ball, what's going on. I always like sitting upper because I like to watch the game. Especially now we have to talk about it after as well.
Do you know what? If I'm in an upper tier, I want to be behind the goal because you see so much more of the game in an upper tier. But when we went Chelsea and we were in the upper tier, me and Graham, sitting there, you can dissect the game so easily.
What? Rather than where we sit? Well, I see everything, man, from where I sit. Everything.
I see everything from where I sit.
No, you don't.
I enjoy it.
We've got lovely seats.
Every time I turned around last night, Scott, you was talking away. You weren't even watching the game. What were you talking about?
Last night was more like a social event for me. I was just chatting to everyone. Still saw all the game though. Still saw the important bits.
You was like Graham outside the fan cams, like meet and greet, talking to everyone. He done a slippery last night and slipped off. It was me and Scott in the rain.
Yeah.
Big up, Nicky. Still under the weather. Get well soon, mate. No, I'm not under the weather. Self-inflicted, I'm afraid.
No, he just always looks like that.
I want to thank everyone who stuck about last night and come on a fan cam as well.
That's all right, Scott. I didn't mind standing around.
Couple of new lads come on, didn't they?
It's you two again, isn't it, on Sunday?
Couple of debuts last night. Debuts on the pitch, debuts on the fan cams. Because at one point, me and Scott were thinking, I don't think we're going to get any tonight. Because but then all of a sudden they just all flocked together, didn't they? They just come out.
We got lovely. I mean, if you come and see us for a fan cam, I'll get pissed off with, some of the comments that we have on like Facebook and all of that sort of thing. People saying like, 60,000 people. You interview the same people every week. We interview the people that come and see us. It's not like we're picking and choosing. We're not going out ringing up Dom and going, "Oh, Dom, come over here, mate." Dom comes and sees us. If he don't come and see us, we don't interview him. We interview the same people. If you want to see different people on that channel, either encourage your friends or come yourself and come and get an interview with us. Don't fucking sit there moaning about who you're watching, and you don't have to fucking watch it. There's a play button there and a stop button for a fucking reason. You don't like it, don't watch it.
And so, to be honest, for as many people that come over fan cams, there's other people who come over and just say, say hello and say that they enjoy the channel and all that. And they're not shy, but they don't want to get on a fan cam.
No, we had a couple of new people on there last night, and as well, we had a youngster on there that come all the way out from Bournemouth to watch the game last night. He had a 3-hour journey on the way home, but he still stopped to talk to us at like 10:30 at night. So it was great. And as you said, like you got a choice to watch it or you ain't, and we got to see Dom's new haircut.
Oh fuck me!
Some of the things said about that. I'll tell you, if you ain't seen Dom's,
someone said, "Well done for getting Matt Lucas on the channel."
Honestly, if you ain't seen Dom's fan cam yet, after you finish watching us on here, go on there, have a look at Dom's fan cam, watch it, and then just read some of the comments. Some of the comments are classic.
Someone said, "I've never seen a boiled egg swear." I love Dom though, mate.
He's a bowling ball with glasses.
Oh, mate.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy, Dom.
He's that's good.
Andreas Berg says, "Have you ever been to Sweden, lads?"
I've been to IKEA. Does that count?
It's on my list of places to go visit.
Yeah, I bet it is, you fucking pervert. No, I haven't.
I've never been. It's a beautiful country, though.
Where's Dan Manscaped tonight? No Manscaped tonight. They won't be with us tonight. Dom is a fucking legend, says Jawa. I like Dom. Dom entertains me greatly. I don't always agree with what he says. And he's all fucking, so most of the time he's all doom and gloom. But at a minute, he's happy, Dom, isn't he? He comes over and he's smiling, he's laughing, and he's enjoying himself. And that's nice to see.
I think he's grown up, Dom, now.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, when you think of, like, just quickly, right, I wanted to discuss that. I'd like to do, like, a video on Dom. Just Dom, like personal Dom.
I reckon you should follow him around for a week. Just see what he gets up to.
Imagine that. But no, honestly, it's like he gets...
you could be called Nick and Dom. Not Dick
Nick and Dom in a bungalow. We could put us in a bungalow and just like film it for a week, like Big Brother. But no, it's like he's still right. He's become a pal of mine. I never knew him before we met this channel, but he's become a pal of mine, and I talk to him like quite often. And he's always asking me for advice and all of that sort of thing. And I'm happy to give it to him. And he comes and sees us week in, week out. You never see anyone more dedicated than Dom. Can he be annoying? Yes, absolutely. He can be fucking annoying. But I think as much as he can be annoying, he can also be funny. Can he be negative? Yes, he can. Of course he can. But he still gets stick. And I'll give him the credit for this, because I've spoken to him on a podcast and I've done this. He hates that Astra Gugu video. Hates it. He despises that Astra Gugu video. Despises it. And if you watch Dom's fan, apart from the obvious, when we was going through really rough patches and he gets a bit upset, he's never really done a rant like that. Never, right? And he gets, that's Astra Guru was 5-6 years ago now. He's never done anything like that.
Mate, we've been doing this channel how long now? 6 years?
6 years, yeah.
I'm sure there's things, if you go back through every video that we've said and look back on and thought, I'm a bit embarrassed by saying that, or you do. And the worst thing is when, because you say it and then it goes up on YouTube and it's there forever. Unless you delete it, it's there forever. So people can always look back on it. I mean, you go back to the video we done at the London Stadium when you said about finishing above Spurs and things like that. You say things and then like people can play it back and say, oh, look what he said. But we haven't seen that video we definitely didn't see it last season. And I don't think we'll be seeing it this season as well. So I'm sure I've said things in the early days and that we all look back on it and think, oh, I wish I never said that, or it's a bit embarrassing or whatever. But it's part and parcel of the world we live in now.
Someone said Dom picked on my son. Look, I don't know who your son is, mate, and I don't know anything about that. I'm not here to comment on things like that. What he could do. You've got your own opinion of Dom, but I just think that he gets a little bit. He gets a lot of stick, you know, sometimes physically from people that still remember from that video. And you know, don't get me wrong, he fucking annoys me at times. You know what I mean? And he can be fucking annoying, and he can be. But you know, sometimes with Dom, you can get him the wrong way. But because he gets a lot of shit, and he's always very like standoffish. When someone approaches him, you could go up and say to him like, "All right, Dom," and he'll be like, "Yeah," like that. It's not because he's rude or anything like that. It's because he don't know what the fucking next thing you got. I've seen people go up to him like, "All right, Dom, yeah, you're a fucking embarrassment," and slap him around the face. I've seen it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I shouldn't have done that.
No, I've seen it. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, give him a bit of patience. He's a lovely guy, you know. But when you go up to him and say hello to him, he's always going to be a bit like that because of those things, you know. It was yeah.
It's like everyone. He isn't.
He's Marmite, isn't he? He's Marmite.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what. Yeah. At the end of the day, there's people on this channel who like me, and there's other people who don't like me. Same as Ryan, same as Nicky, same as Dan. You know, it's just.
I like this spot.
Yeah, that's it.
We got called legends last night.
You know, there's not. There's not, you know, not everyone's going to like everyone. It's just the way of the world, unfortunately. So, you know, it's just one of them things. It is from when I talk to Dom and what I've seen of Dom, he's a nice guy.
I'm saying, but that guy said that about Phillips, and I'm not commenting on that, mate. I don't know nothing about them sort of things. So, you got a problem with him, you got a problem with him. That's up to you, but it is what it is. Lads, have you got any videos planned with current ex-players coming up? Love the videos you've done with the ex-players in the past.
It's hard to do stuff, isn't it? Still with all.
Yeah, it's you know, a lot of players are still a bit standoffish because of COVID and stuff, and you know, you don't know what's going in. So, like, we've been very reluctant to make plans. I'm
sure we'll have a few things coming up in the new year. With regards to ex-players interviews and things like that, and yeah, I'm sure we will. We'll definitely be getting more people involved on the channel, like ex-players, and yeah, doing the interviews and getting them involved in other things as well. So yeah, I'll jot that one down.
Looking forward to Christmas, lads.
Yeah, I love Christmas. You know, you get a nice bit of time off of work, spend it with your family. Obviously, this year we've got a lot of football over Christmas. It's always my favourite time, one of my favourite times of the year as well. Love the old Christmas dinner and Christmas Day and seeing the kids' faces, and yeah, and plus my daughter's birthday's on January the 2nd, so it sort of carries over as well. So it's like a nice bit of time off of work as well this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Fed up with Christmas songs though.
Yeah, mate, I was fed up with Christmas songs before we even hit December, but no, I'm the same. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you know, the eldest boy is 5 now, so he's proper getting into Christmas and stuff like that. We're away, you know, we took the boys up to Alton Towers a weekend, just gone, and saw Father Christmas up there, and they loved it. And we're going to see Father Christmas again at Centre Parks. It ain't going to be the same because he's behind a perspex screen, but you know, it's good. Young kids at Christmas, that's what it's for, isn't it?
What, he's going to be behind like Andy Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs?
Honestly, he sits behind a perspex screen. It's a bit, yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what? It's what Christmas is about, and it's about it for the kids. You know, the imagination runs wild with like Santa, and it's a special time for kids as well. And yeah, it's a great time of year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. I always look forward to it. I like Christmas. To be honest, I like Christmas. If we drew Barcelona, how do you think we'd get on? I think we'd fucking beat them.
Yeah, as I said last night, I don't fear anyone over 2 legs. I really don't. Final difference is a one-off game, but honestly, I think we get anyone over 2 legs. I think West Ham can, with the team we've got and the way we're playing at the moment, especially in Europe, I think we can beat anyone on our day. And I might sound like an absolute arsehole. I really do feel like there's not a game I go into now where I don't think we're not going to score or we're going to get anything out of it.
the thing, yeah, I look at it this way: we've given the best teams in our own country a game. We beat 2 of the top teams. You know, we should have got something out of the United game. We gave, had a good go at Man City. So we can take on the elite sides in this league and get results. So why can't we take on the elite sides in other leagues?
This is what I was saying the other day, Scott. The only thing that stopped us getting top 4 last season, we didn't beat the teams above us, and this year we are starting to beat them teams. So if we can keep that consistent run and start beating the teams below us as well, like picking up, like when you lose to Brentford at home and Wolves away and things like that, the teams we really should be getting points from beating, that might cost us this season. So it's about getting that consistency and beating them. But
it's the same. It's the same like what we said. That win against Chelsea, it come at the right time because we hadn't won in 3. But you'd sort of take a defeat to Chelsea if you had beaten Brighton and beaten Wolves and you go and beat Burnley. Because they're the games that you should be winning. And this is
because you get fucking 9 points.
Yeah, but Burnley's a key game now because this is now the start of these compacted games where we need to play the first team every game. We've picked up the injuries that we've got to Zuma and Bonner and Johnson. I know Creswell's due to be back. So now this is the tough part of the season. We need to get to January. If we can get to January without losing a game and without picking up any more injuries, we're right in the mix for that top 4.
No, definitely. Chris is saying, can any of you tell me what the best times are to go to the training ground? Because I've got a shirt to try to get some players to sign for my daughter. I think at the moment, I don't think the players are allowed to really sign anything. I think sometimes they do, but I don't know. It's a difficult one because, look, when we used to go to the training ground as kids, Chadwell was a totally different place. You could literally just walk in there, walk up to the players' cars as they was getting out and get them to sign anything.
Rush Green's locked down.
Yeah, Rush Green's sort of like the players drive straight past it now.
The other day.
Huh?
They had an open training session there the other day, though.
For the media.
It weren't for...
They weren't for fans.
They ain't having any open training sessions anytime soon. That's for sure.
Especially now with the way.
The only thing I could say is stand outside the gates and hope that the players will stop. I think that the players that will stop. I think Declan Rice always stops. Mark Noble, players like that. But it's difficult because as I said, going back to when we used to go training ground, you used to be able to walk in there and the players couldn't get away from you. So now they can just drive straight past you and difficult.
Are you still banned by the club from interviewing current players? That would be quality if you can do that. Yeah, we're not allowed. They just wouldn't allow us to.
I think every sort of. I know Hammers Chat had Declan Rice on that time, but that was just an off chance that they messaged him and he just jumped on. But I know they had something with Lingard, didn't they? And that got taken down. And I think current players are very difficult because they've got to be so careful what they say.
It's not that as well. There's 2 things that obviously the club have got to, there are ways around it. You can go through brands if they've got a brand and they've got some time because they've got contract to do a certain amount of times and, West Ham and all that can't really get involved in that sort of thing. So you can get around it in certain ways. You got to know them brands. Unfortunately, we don't know them brands. But there are, you've got to think about it from a West Ham point of view. They've got their own content to make. You know what I mean? They owe them players. They pay all the players. I don't agree with it, but that's the way they look at it. And you've got to, I'm not saying I'm going to say respect it, but, you've got to understand it. They're paying their players a lot of money. They've got a content team that they pay a lot of money to. They pay a lot of money to do this. They pay a lot of money to do that. They don't want me going to do, Mr. and Mrs. with Aaron Cresswell and Mark Noble because they want to do it. And they're the ones paying the money. Would it be good to give fans a go? Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% it would be. You know what I mean? They don't have to, be pricks about it, to be quite honest. But they do. And that's the choice they make. And look, we don't. It's not that we wouldn't like to do it. Of course, we would like to do it, but it's a very controlled environment. You don't get to ask the questions. They get to ask the question. They interview themselves basically, and our value lies in fan opinion, not player opinion, because they only say what the machine does. So it wouldn't be that interesting. So that's my opinion anyway. This is a good one. If you played for West Ham, what would your West Ham Clips name be?
The Canning Town Gascoigne.
I was going to say something like the Canning Town Cavani or the Wobbly Werner or something.
What would you on, Big Scott? The Latin Louise. I watched the clips.
Romford Repka.
I watched the clips. He's one earlier, and he didn't have Jesus on there. I love Jesus, and Tibbles as well. He wasn't on there, but he had his. I can't think of his name now. He's the foreign person. Has on it.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
I know his name, but he was good. It's clever whoever does that. Someone I retweeted it earlier as I always do, and someone tweeted me saying I don't find these funny, but look, some people find them funny and some people won't. I enjoy them, so that's why I keep watching them.
I find them really funny, if I'm honest.
I think they're hilarious. I really do. Really do.
Nick, I know I've got one for you. You could be the Wickford One Chop. The Wickford One Chop.
Fucking hell.
I could be the Corringham Costa.
Corringham Costa.
I don't even know why I said Costa. It was just the first name I thought was C. They are brilliant videos, and whoever does it, fair play to them.
Yeah.
People asking it, what is West Ham clips? What is the link? If you're on Twitter or Instagram, just type in West Ham clips and follow the profile there. He's been took down a couple of times on Twitter because obviously he's copyright, but yeah, check him out. It is fun.
The Latin Lanzini. That's Scott.
Joe Cole, Hammer or Chav?
Well, I think he's made it clear that he's a Chelsea fan from when he was younger. But do you know what? Look, he's got a lot of love for West Ham. I think he's one of them ones that if he's commentating on Chelsea, he'll talk all about Chelsea and love them, and he'll do the same with when he does it for West Ham. I think Joe Cole's been at the club, like he was at West Ham in 2 spells. You know, he was good for West Ham, and especially in his younger days. I love Joe Cole, and I think he comes across as a very good pundit and a decent person. To be fair,
yeah, he's one of the better pundits for me. And like you said, he is a Chelsea fan, but he shows the respect that that we deserve for the fact that the time that he was at the club and he come through the youth system, and he's still one of the best prospects that we had coming out of the club at that time.
Did you see? Someone's just put it in there. See Ferdinand when he was doing the commentary at West Ham the other day, and the Chelsea fans were giving him. He stuck his finger up.
Yeah, but see, he shouldn't be doing things like that because that's not professional, is it? You know, he's on BT Sport or whatever it was, and things like that, he don't get called up for doing it. But then he's getting called a CUNT, so I suppose it works both ways, doesn't it? It must be difficult sometimes when you got 3,000 people singing "You're That," and then it's time
not only that, mate. I don't think he's particularly liked at West Ham either. It's not like he probably didn't walk through there having the greatest of times when he was going in. You know what I mean? It's not like they was giving him love, and then you just got them wankers giving him stick. He's probably getting a few, oh, fuck off, Ferdinand, and all that sort of thing as he's walking in. So he's probably not in the best of moods.
But and that's all his own doing.
Yeah, it's all his own doing.
Yeah, I think they both come across. I mean, obviously, I'm at the games, the European games at home, but I've watched Colton Cole and Joe Cole on the away games, and I think they both have good chemistry. You know, they come across well. Colton Cole's like the BT Sports version of Micah Richards, isn't he? Really, like as a laugh and a joke, but he talks well as well. So it's good.
The difference is when, like with Joe Cole, the professionalism about what he does, and he
knows what he's talking about as well.
Yeah, and that's what Ferdinand lacks, is that professionalism, because of the way he acts, and like when we go all the way back to the Pi Capital stuff, he wants to be involved in something that's meant to be a good thing for West Ham.
Those were the days. Do you remember them days, the Pi Capital days? Cool.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just it's a player that forgets where he comes from. The team, the club that put him on the map to go on for the road to have the success he had. Joe Cole, you don't see that. Joe Cole respects West Ham fans as much as he respects Chelsea and Chelsea fans. Ray Parlour, Ray Parlour's a West Ham fan, but his whole career, 90% of his career was at Arsenal, if not all his career was at Arsenal.
We didn't say hello to the person that put the comment up because Scott was waffling on, but
Ashton Hampton.
Oh, yeah, ain't often I get the waffle on.
Yeah, because Graham ain't here.
Does David Sullivan shop in the kids section in Primark?
Yes, 100%.
I don't know whether it's kids section, but
is it in the ladies section? It's the petite section, isn't it? So being that sort of.
I don't know because he looks a bit of a tubby chubby, to be honest. Like you're not going to get like size 38 kids waist, are you, and all that sort of thing. I think he just has to have them. I reckon he just get shorts, men's shorts, and that's his trousers.
Well, they get some 3/4 lengths.
Yeah,
he buys all his clothes in the summer and just stocks up on 3/4 lengths. Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, the geezer looks like he dresses in the fucking dark anyway.
I think most millionaires dress like they dress in the dark. They always wear like funky, loud yellow trousers and a fucking mustard jacket or something stupid like that. But LTL saying that Bowen went public with Danny on Danny Dyer's incident. Danny put if Colesberg made son-in-laws. Yeah, I think that puts to bed any arguments. As I said weeks ago, that Danny Dyer will find the funny side of it. And good luck to him. Look, good luck to Bowen as well. It's good to see. It's good to see that you can have a laugh and joke these days.
Exactly. It's good to see that they've all took it.
I'll tell you what, this generation we live in, I think Jimmy Carr said it the other day. He said, look, with the way the world's going, I haven't got long left as a comedian because they're gonna censor all of us in a few years' time. So let's just enjoy it. And I was there the other night. Obviously, I'm not going to repeat some of the jokes he was saying, but it was refreshing to see an audience laughing and joking at things that I think comedy should be about. Things that you shouldn't laugh at. You're on the edge. It's not meant personal. It's just jokes at the end of the day. And it was great. And as I said, I love Jimmy Carr. It was a brilliant night. And I met one of our subscribers there as well. Charlie come over and we had a little chat during the interval. And it was a good night. I enjoyed it.
I can't, mate. I'm going in March. I can't wait.
Steve WHU Bell said, will we be hearing the Pogues on the radio this year? We had Snowflake's got it away. I haven't heard it.
I've heard it.
I have, but they changed the lyrics now, didn't they?
Not on all the radio stations. Not on all the radio stations.
I'll be honest, I've been listening to in work we have Heart Christmas on, which is a joy.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard it at all. Not once.
No, we listened to they've had Magic Christmas. It's all Christmas songs all day, innit? On Magic. They've had that on, but yeah, on Magic they sort of blur it out. They changed the lyrics, didn't they?
It's a shame, really.
I think they can call it to you scumbag, you maggot, you cheap razzie hallier.
That's about right. Right, can we leave it there, guys?
Yeah. Well, we've got a game on Sunday. If you don't want to talk about that, but
yeah, we'll talk about that quickly.
Quickly, before we talk about that, has anyone seen the Romford Marks and Spencer's song?
The what?
The Romford Marks and Spencer's Christmas song.
Why would I see the Romford Marks and Spencer's Christmas song?
I saw it on Facebook last night. Have a watch of it. It's quite funny.
Is that the one they sing Band-Aid?
I can't remember. I watched the video and was reading the lyrics, so I couldn't.
I see a video of some Irish people singing Band-Aid, and it looked like it was in a workplace environment. I don't know if it was that one, but that was quite good.
No, it's in. Let's see if I can find it.
Why? All the Irish can sing, can't they? Even the shit Irish singers are fucking good. It must just be their accent.
It's their pipes, mate. I think they're history, isn't it?
Right, yeah, it's the
Singing
Markkeller Goal. I can't really play it because I don't want any copyright things to pop up in the video. But
just send us the link.
I'll send you. Look, that's the video of it. It's
all right.
So have a
looks brilliant.
It's funny. Have a watch.
Graham sent me one earlier. He's sitting in his front room in his pants singing "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree." I'm gonna put that up later. But,
yeah,
asking if I heard of the Nolans. Yeah, the Nolan sisters, and their lovely brother Kevin. I was a big fan of Kevin Nolan, but no, the Nolan sisters, brilliant. See, that's what I'm saying. I know where he's going with that one, but I respect the Nolans.
Okay, let's talk about the game. Burnley Sunday, 2 p.m. Sky Sports. Is it Sky or BT?
No, it's not
nothing, mate.
What?
It's not on the telly,
mate.
I assumed it was.
No. So we're only playing Sunday because we
Europa League, of course. Yeah,
just like they didn't put Man City on the telly when we played them the other week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That well, it's not on Sky Sports then. It's on the radio. We're going up to Turf Moor. Got a fancier, surely.
Turf Moor. Yeah, I mean, I can see us getting Sank out of the game. The only thing that worries me is the defense a little bit. I'm just Scott. I think you said about Creswell. Is he back for the game or?
I've not heard anything. I don't know whether Moyes done his press conference or not. I'll have to have a butcher.
I'll be honest though. I'll still be confident in Soufal, Diop, Dawson, and probably Masuaku will go left back, wouldn't he? Because Ben Johnson's out now as well, which is a bit of a blow. It was a massive blow.
Could we see the left back from the other night?
It might be too big of a game to chuck him into. Might be a bit. We might if it gets any more. We might have to put Antonio back there.
Yeah.
To be honest, he'd do a decent job, but I just think the physicality that Burnley bring. This is what worries me. I've said this about Diop in the past, and for me, he does struggle against physical players. And Chris Wood is another one of them players that always seems to score against us. And the physical side of his play is what I see Diop struggling against. So
you think maybe we could, if Creswell is fit, he might change it up and slip into a back three with Creswell, Diop, and Dawson.
He might.
Masuaku and Soufal.
He may even do that if he isn't fit, because don't forget we've played Soufal as a right centre half before.
Yeah.
In a back three, so you could have that, and then Bowen on the right wing with Masuaku on the left wing. But I don't think we need to be that negative against Burnley as a back five. I think we need to take the game to them, but just be wary of that physicality up top that have. They're down the bottom for a reason, and they've
won one game all season.
Exactly.
And they've just been beaten by Newcastle.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. Usually when we go up against teams in that run of form, I usually say, well, enter West Ham and they get a win. But I think we're a different animal at the moment. And these are the sort of games we go there. And like, I could see us having another Aston Villa away performance. Comfortable, get the points, get on the road and get home.
Yeah. But that's the thing for me. We've got to take the game to Burnley. We can't sit off.
There's only one team that can wear claret and blue, and that's us. We proved it to Villa. We're proving it to Burnley. And I wonder what kit will we wear on
Navy.
Sunday? Maybe the Navy one, or maybe the away one with the stripes in it, because that's light.
No, I reckon it'd be Navy because it's got blue in it. And they've got blue in there.
Yeah, I like that Navy kit though.
And
we wore that against Villa as well.
If what Steve says here, that's a big boost for us. Them three players to be missing. Especially Ben Me.
Yeah.
So that could work. That they've got their injury problems, like you said, Nick. The run of form ain't good. They've just been beaten by Newcastle, who, from what the teams we've played so far this season, Newcastle by far the worst team we've played.
I just think we take the points there. I don't think, I can't see nothing else. Obviously it's football's football and anything can happen. And, another couple of injuries, a red card and everything else can change something early on. But I just think we beat them. Simple as that. What we should talk about Arsenal, really, because we're not going to be back before Arsenal either. That's on the 15th. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to test us.
Well, the thing is, I was speaking to my mate earlier, because he's a massive Arsenal fan. We were talking about if I can't remember who they've got at the weekend, but if they lose and we win, and then we beat them, we'll be 10 points clear of them. So it's a massive game for us to get that gap in between 6th and 4th or whatever it is, or 7th and 4th. So, but I'm just get Burnley out of the way, and then I'll sort of worry, because you never know what could happen. I mean, I could sit in there and beat Arsenal, but we could lose key players to injuries against Burnley. So
the only thing I would say about Arsenal is I was quite impressed with Arsenal before last week, and they seem to have turned a corner a little bit. They got bashed by Liverpool and they got beat by Manchester United, but that Manchester United game was a game that could have gone either way. But I thought they was over this hump of, because where Arsenal fall down, it's not losing to the Man Uniteds and the Chelseas and the Man Uniteds and the Chelseas and the Liverpools and all that. It's getting draws against the lower teams, and that's what they was doing very well consistently. Is picking up points against the teams that they would expect to beat. The types of Brighton and things like that. But they go and fucking proper Arsenal it up, and they was fucking awful at Everton, like terrible.
In recent years, mate, going to the Emirates, we outplay them for 90 minutes and end up losing 3-0. It's just we just can't seem to. I'm hoping we can end that sort of run next week against Arsenal, because I'm fed up of going to the Emirates, outplaying Arsenal, and fucking walking out there talking about a defeat.
I'll be honest, mate. I think the last 3 times we've played them, we've outplayed them. And we just have a spell of 10 minutes where we just fall apart, and they nick a goal or nick 2 goals.
The last time we went there before lockdown, we battered them and lost 1-0 when Lacazette scored in the last 5 minutes. Yeah, and I think weren't the previous one at the Emirates where they beat us 3-1, and we just had a mad 10 minutes where we conceded all 3 goals.
Yeah.
And that's the frustrating thing.
That game. Was that the game when we went 1-0 up under Arnautovic? And,
I think it was.
When Declan Rice ducked, wasn't it? And it went straight in.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's just crazy. We don't seem to have the rubber to green with against Arsenal, no matter what we try. That's something we need to change.
We're going to change next week now, because we are massive and we are coming. We're going to dominate North London this year. We've done Tottenham. We're going to do Arsenal. I'm joking. I don't want to say
the one I want is that let's get Burnley out of the way. As I said, to not lose a game between now and January the 1st and not pick up any more injuries, that's the perfect way to end this year.
Yeah, we'll be up there on Sunday, me and Scott. We'll probably see you in the cricket club before the game. Park a car there, have a beer or something, and then hopefully if you want to come and see us after the game and give your opinions on the game, come and see us. We'll be right outside, and Scott will have the big light on, so you won't miss us.
And I'll go on.
No, I was going to say Scott's wearing a Santa suit as well on Sunday, by the way.
Boys, I've got to go. I think Chloe's put this fucking heater on hell setting.
Yeah, I've got to shoot out in a minute as well.
And I'll be bringing the watch-alongs back this weekend, seeing as I'm not there. So yeah, I thought I'd make myself busy and do something. It's my birthday, and I will be going out afterwards. But during the game, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to watch it with you.
It's not your birthday on Sunday, is it?
No,
Monday,
it's not. It's not. It's Tuesday. My birthday is, but I've got Arsenal on the Wednesday, and it's the last weekend that I've got to do, things before. Because the week after it gets a bit tough, because then you start moving into Christmas, isn't it?
Don't worry, mate. We'll have a dance at Arsenal in the foyer.
Yeah, we definitely will. But thank you very much for joining us. I do remember that. I'm going to get him to do that this year. Thank you very much. If you want to pick up any of our merchandise, the link is in the description down below. Thank you so much for supporting us this year. It's been very kind of you all. Thank you so much for sticking with us for another year. We've been doing this for a little while now, this Friday Night Pint, and we've got a lovely little community there, and we look forward to seeing you each and every week.
This will be my last Friday Night Pint now until after Christmas.
Yeah, Ryan's off for a couple of weeks now. He's got a couple of weeks.
We might do. Me and Scott were saying we might obviously not next week, but the week after, because Christmas Eve falls on that Friday, so we might do a Thursday night pint because obviously we've all got families and people want to spend Christmas Eve with their families, so we might do a Thursday night pint.
Yeah, okay. That's fair place. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say.
Come on, you Irons.
Go on, you Irons.